just give me a moment because I want to share this on my personal.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
I'm just gonna go ahead and share the link on my page, the Florida You Judge link on my page because I want people to. Okay, so we're on. It's 6:10. I'm sorry, I was a little late. It ran over, but for those of you that are tuning in, hey, Dio for Florida You Judge, and yesterday something huge happened with Hillsborough County Public Schools, and I believe that it was reported on. My mom told me, "Oh, I heard the decision yesterday's decision with the school board district." News reported it. So I just want to play a clip. It's going to be 3 minutes. I hope it doesn't need too much into our time, but I think that the viewers should see this, and I want to see the video that you posted, the clip. I'm gonna go on here and I'm gonna share this. Oops, wait. Yikes, hold on a second. I gotta do something first. Screen share, I have to share it with. Go ahead and start talking. I'm gonna put it up. Tell us what happened yesterday, Tammy.
Yesterday we had a special called school board meeting to really hear from the medical experts regarding school reopening. And as you know, prior to that, about 2 weeks ago, there was a majority vote to open up brick and mortar, which we submitted that plan to the state. Well, after hearing from our medical experts yesterday, we took another vote. Essentially, there's a motion put on to delay the opening of the schools based on purely the medical advice that was given at that particular meeting. And so we left that meeting yesterday with a plan to delay the opening for at least 4 weeks until the COVID numbers come down as a result of the medical advice that we were given at that meeting. Well, as you guys may have heard just a couple minutes ago, the Department of Education, Richard Corcoran, our governor, they're playing Russian roulette with your lives, with our kids' lives, and they're trying to challenge the plan, calling it a violation of the plan or whatever. So this is all developing, something we're going to have to get with the superintendent on to figure out what we're going to do. I think it's disgraceful that they've taken that position.
Okay, so let me cue. I'm queuing up the clip here. Do screen share, Chrome. Here we go.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. So I am a product of the Hills County Public School System. I remember as a kid sitting in classroom with some amazing teachers. They helped me understand, develop my love. They helped me to understand that I really had a love and a passion and a care for people. And I too thought one day I would be a doctor, and that's how I went through my school days. But God had a different plan for me and put me on the path to, on August 6th, be sitting before you, still demonstrating my love and care for people as an advocate on behalf of our students and our teachers and our entire staff. So I'd like to welcome you and thank you for being here to help us guide and be more effective in our advocacy. Understanding that today's discussion is about safety of people and buildings and not about education, I have a question for each of you. In my research about school openings and how you define an acceptable level of safety, someone shared with me a study in a medical journal, and perhaps you're familiar with this, that in July it showed an association between school closures and decreasing COVID incidences and mortality. Yet fatalities continue to increase here in Florida. I guess we can only then assume, if that is true, that once our schools reopen, things are going to get really bad. So my question for each of you, please, beginning with Dr. Thompson and ending with Dr. Green, if we could just go down the panel. Yes or no, should our schools be reopened?
Not at the current community spread. I think we base it on the metrics that we discussed.
Is that a yes or no?
We need to hold off.
Yeah, exactly. The metrics that I presented and Seetha emphasized.
So that is a no. Okay, Dr. Holt.
I represent the department here. I'm providing technical assistance and advice. I do not have a position.
Thank you. At this current rate, no, that's why we have the metrics.
Dr. Lenz.
I would say today, no e-learning with e-learning centers. Watch the metric. If it goes down, be innovative.
Yeah, Dr. Green, please.
I would say if it's today, no, but on August 20-something that you mentioned, I would say yes, because I suspect the rates will continue to go down.
Thank you so much for those responses. And so based on that, Madam Chair, I do would like to move again that we consider e-learning for the first 9 weeks. This is not a personal opinion. This is not my opinion as a community member, neither is it opinion as a school board member, but we've heard from the medical experts, none that I chose to be here today, that it is not safe at this time to open our schools. So I would move that we consider pausing on the plan and reopen our schools, pause for the first 9 weeks before considering putting people back into buildings.
Okay, so that passed. Yes, Tammy?
Yeah, it did pass with a majority vote. We had 2 board members that dissented, but 5 that did agree.
And let's go ahead and show, hold on, Tammy. Let's go ahead and show, because this, this is public. These are persons that are serving as yourself with your board, the board for the people. And so they need to know who voted yes and who voted no. So those who voted with you, Steve Kona, Lynn Gray, Karen Perez, and Stacy Hahn voted with you. And Melissa Snively and Cindy Stewart voted no.
Yeah. So just to be clear, so I did request, I put a motion on the floor for a 9-week pause, but it did get amended. Essentially, another motion was put on for 4 weeks, to which that was the vote that was agreed on. So that we would go 4 weeks, we would pause for the first 4 weeks, reassess on September the 8th, just shy of that 4-week mark, and make a decision based on medical advice and current scientific data, what would happen after that. So.
Okay, so Angel,
Yes.
any Wayne, you have the floor.
Yes, I mean, of course, I'm deeply disappointed in Richard Corcoran's decision to, like you said, play Russian roulette with our children. I think, as part of Restorative Justice Coalition, we talk, Tammy and I have spoken, many others have spoken about restorative justice and equity in schools and the achievement gap, all that. Well, we can't do any of that if our children are gravely ill, or if they lose their parents, or if they pass away due to COVID. So prioritizing safety matters the most. I think you said it the last meeting, we would rather have children have to repeat a grade than not be able to go back to school ever again because of COVID. So I'm disappointed in the 2 members that voted against it. Even the compromise of 4 weeks, I feel like that's a fair compromise to get a data-driven result. And I appreciate Member Shamburger's transparency. Those were not Shamburger's friends. Those were not people that are donating to her campaign or our political alliance with you. You were worried about the children. I firmly believe even if 4 of them had said yes, it was safe, you would have considered opening up the schools. Because it's not about your individual thought when you're on that school board. It's about what the science and the data says. But 6 medical professionals said it was unsafe. So the logic is we do not go back into the schools. So I don't know what's going on at the state of Florida, what they're prioritizing or why. But when we look back at this in history, we're going to remember how Member Shamburger voted, how Member Stewart voted, how Member Kona voted, et cetera, et cetera. Regardless of what the state does, we know who is advocating for us in this community and who's advocating for some other unseen interest. One other thing I want to say real quick is I understand that this is not easy for parents and guardians on either side. For some, they're scared to send their children in there because COVID risk, and they don't want to risk teachers' health and this and that. For others, because of their work schedule or the way their lives are, this is a major inconvenience or almost impossible. Those are systemic barriers that the school board did not create and does not have the ability to correct. But the people to be angry at are not the teachers that are begging for the safety of their lives. It's not the school board members that are trying to protect the teachers and the students. It's our systemic injustices in our society as a whole. And it's time people wake up and hold the right people accountable. So to end with that, I want to thank you again, wholly, Member Shamburger, for advocating what you believe in and for fighting for all the students, not just in District 5, but in the county.
I want to join Angel in that. Thank you so much. I have a nephew who I love very much. He's like a son to me.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of feedback. Do you guys hear that? Are you hearing that? No? Okay, so listen. This is something emotional for me because throughout the pandemic, I've been stressed out with anxiety because I have a child who I share in caring for him. And I've been worried and stressed out about what's going to happen in August. And thankfully, his mother is on board with the e-learning. Okay? Thank God that she's able to do that. And I want to thank you because I know that sometimes this issue is political, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is the safety of all children. And you, Tammy, thank you for being such a leader and for having the right priorities in place. Thank you so much. I'm boggled that we have all these. And listen, one of the medical professionals said the numbers are going down, and he suspects that by the time frame that you voted to give to revisit in the future, just to see where the numbers are, we have forgotten. And I spoke this earlier with Candy Lowe. Candy Lowe was on. Janine Cohen was on. We were talking about this prior to this broadcast. But listen, are we forgetting that in 1918, when the Spanish flu, there was a second wave during the fall and the winter? Right? That can happen.
Absolutely.
Well, they never taught me about that in school, so maybe that's why we've got to really watch what we're teaching in history.
So thank you so much for going back for the children, Tammy. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Listen, this is what I was elected to do. It's just good old common sense. I'm really disturbed about this breaking news. I certainly have to jump off the call and get on the phone with the superintendent to get this all figured out. But, listen, this is an issue of public safety. Let me be very clear to you.
Listen. Okay, go. Because we have some people commenting, and I wanted to just show you the comments.
Okay, well, our schools aren't even open yet. Some teachers have returned. We have some admins. We're at a skeleton crew. And we're at already over 300 positives in Hillsborough County School District. Now, you want to apply hundreds of thousands of students while the numbers are high and against medical advice. You guys, this is going to be catastrophic. Shame on the state for playing Russian roulette with your lives, with our lives like that. It's absolutely disgraceful and it's disgusting. But I tell you, we're going to continue to fight. We're committed to keeping our students, teachers, our staff, families, and our communities safe. This should not be about dollars. It should be about public safety. So shame on the state, but we're going to continue to fight this.
And not only that, it's not just about the children. What about the children that come back and if they catch something are bringing it home to abuela, grandmother?
Absolutely. You bring up a very good point. That is a true story. I've heard from this father who has an 8-year-old and they live with his mother, so the child's grandmother. This third grader is going to be forced to go back into the schools, and they're going to come back home to their 600 square foot apartment. And, this 86-year-old grandmother and mother will be unknowingly exposed, likely couldn't survive it. That's a shame. We should never put our families in this situation. This is a once-in-a-century pandemic. Continue to use everything around it, I'm going to lose. Shame. Fighting this.
Tammy, you kind of froze up there, but okay, there you go. Christina Crawford, thank you, Tammy. We have Christina Crawford saying the DOE commissioner is saying that there needs to be a face-to-face option this school year.
There does need to be a face-to-face option. It's safe. First, paramount duty. It's reckless. Put people in bills just to be some candidate or a policy. We have, in fact, to offer face-to-face or face-to-face, but we're not going to do that until it's safe. And the doctors, the experts, are not safe right now.
You know what? You're kind of freezing up there, Tammy. Do you see the same thing? I'm seeing that from my end. But in any event, it's 6:24. I know you have to jump off. Thanks for coming on and addressing the public with this. This is very important. This is about our kids. It's about lives, public health. So thank you so much. And you're doing an amazing job. You where can the voters learn more about you? Give me any website, anything that I can put on now so that they can visit and learn more about you.
Keep Tamara, TARA, www.keeptamara.com.
Is it keeptamara.what? Keeptamara.com. And just let's make sure that this is correct.
Yes, www.keeptamara.com.
Is that correct?
right.
That is
Yes.
correct. Okay, so folks, Florida You Judge viewers, tell your friends, family, Hillsborough County, incredible decision yesterday. Thank God for the majority. We'll go ahead and we'll put their names out again since they're in elected office. Steve Kona, good on you. Tamara Shamburger, good on you. Lynn Gray, good on you. Karen Perez and Stacy Hahn. Thank you so much for going to bat for our children and doing the right thing. And we also have to make mention, unfortunately, of those who voted against this and want to send kids back to school, even though six health professionals, medical professionals said not a good moment to send them back right now. Melissa Snively and Cindy Stewart. Okay, so she jumped off. All right, very well. Angel, anything last words that you want to say?
No, just thank you for having me here. I think we have to really think as a society what we prioritize. We're dealing with a lot of different difficulties with our children in school, whether it's the school to prison pipeline, the achievement gap, the horrific school shootings, and now COVID. There's just so much stress on our children and on our teachers, and that's not building the kind of society we want. So I want people to really think forward about what we're asking of elected officials, not just school board members, but what's going on in society at large and having these conversations like you, Haiti. So thanks for having us on here, and thanks for opening up this important conversation in this historic time.
You're always welcome. You're out there constantly giving of yourself, of your time, tirelessly. It's a lot of work. You're an amazing warrior activist. And so thank you for what you do. You're always welcome here, friend. Always. Haiti,
All right.
huh?
I was just going to say, back to my day job I go. But thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, have a great evening, Angel. Have a great evening. Haiti Oropesa for Florida You Judge. I'm signing off. Everyone have a great night.